Hello and welcome to tutorial 16 regarding logic gates and Fallout 4's build mode editor. In the last video I discussed this setup, so go and have a look at that. That's tutorial 15. And originally I was going to do some sort of game, a pachinko, pinball, but what it got me thinking, this specifically got me thinking, what we have here is a tin can alley shooting range kind of situation. So then I thought, is it possible to use the counters in a way that would detect, say, you shot a can over? So I quickly, and by quickly I meant over about a 2-hour period, knocked this up. Now ignore the logic and everything like that for now, but what we have is a can. And I've made a little catcher place behind it, and we'll get to that. But if I shoot it, watch what happens. Obviously I have to knock it over. There we go. Okay, let's go see what's going on there. You'll notice it'll stop in a minute. There we go. And yeah, logic worked brilliantly for this. So many things going on here that I want to discuss. The first thing is, there's obviously a pressure plate behind here. And I wasn't sure if pressure plates would work with cans and so on. I mean, I don't know why I thought that. But let's move this box out the way so we can see what we're looking at here. Right. The problem I had was in my thinking. I thought, what if this was a bonus round of a bigger area of a shooting range? If you knock the can over onto the pressure plate, it would just constantly be giving you score, or you'd only get one score or something like that. I wanted an ability to tick up lots of points for that, but I also wanted to stop at a certain point. There was no way to move the can off the pressure plate, so there had to be a way of controlling how much score you were going to get. So I use an AND logic gate here. There's nothing special about it. It has two inputs in it, although it looks like it has more. It's got the power pylon, which is obviously powering it. Straight in, no worries. There's an interval switch and a power counter connected to it. Right, here's the power pylon, so that's just powering it, that one there. There's an interval switch here, there's an interval switch here, which goes on and off every second. So it's on for a second and off for a second. That's why that's flashing at a second. And there's a delayed timer. So how does this all work? Well, the pressure pad is powered, and power goes up to the delayed timer, which turns it on for 10 seconds. This then sends power for 10 seconds to the interval switch, which fulfills the logic, because the logic of an AND gate is all inputs have to be powered. And since one of the inputs is the generator, the other input is the on-off switch, it's powered for 1 second, not powered for 1 second. This then fulfills the logic, sends it to the counter, and also the little sound, and finally it goes up again from the interval switch up there. So why have I done all this? Well, what this means is for 10 seconds this will send power to all of this logic, on and off, so 5. So in theory this will count to 5. Now obviously I'd put double digits there or something like that. This would then communicate with a bigger scoreboard, which I'd have over by where you stand and shoot. But this was a proof of concept that I could do something like this and it would work the way I wanted it, and it is exactly the way I wanted it. And I can actually show this by simply picking up the enamel bucket and dropping it again. See, nothing happens, so the score's on 9. It will obviously go around through 0, but in theory I think that'll stop at 4. Drop it, and that's coming on and off at the top there. 2, 3, 4, and there you go. Because if this stays on for 10 seconds, this comes on and off for 2 seconds. 2 divided by 10 is 5, 5 and 9 is 4. So yeah, it works. So this is a proof of concept. So now my next question is, should I build an entire shooting gallery, a proper one, not only using enamel buckets and pressure plates, but using these? I thought I'd have these hidden away so you only saw that bit, the actual target bit, in a window, and leave a bunch of guns at the beginning of it and have a proper shooting gallery. I don't think I've ever seen that in Fallout 4, which is funny because it's a shooting game. But that's for a later video. This video shows the incredible uselessness of one of the simplest of logic gates, and which sends power when it's receiving power from all inputs. But because I have a toggle, it receives power. It doesn't receive power, it receives power. And it goes, oh, okay, I'll send power. No, I won't. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. And that ticks this up. It also makes that go just as a bonus. And it also makes that light go just as a bonus. I could have actually hooked that light directly to the out. And I can show you that. Let's take that wire away. If I come straight out of the logic gate up to the light, assuming it'll let me do it based on distance, it may not. Yeah, okay. If I drop the, it'll do the same thing. It'll flash on and off just like before if I drop the bucket. Because that interval switch is going on and off at the same time. In theory, that's a better way of doing it, but it's a messier wiring way of doing it. So there you go, 5 plus 4 is 9. That's exactly right. Now I could put this interval trigger at anything up to 10 seconds. I could daisy chain a bunch of them together to make more points, or I could set this interval trigger to be less. I could decide how much bonus points it is. Since I know it's 5, I could put the word 5-point bonus there. And ultimately, like I say, it would then pass on this 5 points to a master counter, which you would see, you know, you can't, I'll stop it so that the player can't get any further than this podium here, say, and have to maybe use a sniper rifle or something like that. And yeah, we have a shooting gallery, albeit a very, very simple one, but one that works in terms of an actual game. It is now an actual game. Anyway, my name is Vinny Voodoo. Look out for a full-size shooting gallery soon if I decide to do it. And as always, thanks for watching.